Right here. Okay, so starting with Nebraska and Kansas, right where they intersect, we have Nebraska makes a little loop right there. Okay, and then Kansas is a rectangle right below. Okay, so it's got to be kind of small here. Let's go down because it will be easier to draw Oklahoma and Texas, right? Oklahoma is going to come out a little bit. We have the panhandle. And if you notice, the panhandle goes all the way to that 100 degrees line and runs down. Do you see that? Okay. It's Oklahoma. All right, my Texas was butchered earlier, so I'm going to try to draw it a little bit better. Wow, yeah, that's a lot better than it was earlier.
It does not look like. Oh no.
Oh, it's all right. All right, I'm gonna go up, do South Dakota, and then North Dakota. Again, we're going rectangles here. All right, we have our line. Okay, we're gonna go to the west. So what side of our paper? The left side of our paper, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go that way first because a lot of those states are just squares and rectangles. Okay, so it's a lot easier to go that way first. Okay, so I'm gonna go, New Mexico is right here next to us here. And it goes in line with Oklahoma. This is New Mexico. And then keep going straight up to where Nebraska pokes out, and that is Colorado. Wyoming is gonna poke out a little bit, and then not quite go all the way to the top of South Dakota, and then cut over. Another square there. That is Wyoming. Montana is a little bit weird, has like a loop this way.
Where is that? What is it? The fourth one?
That's New Mexico, Arizona, Utah.
Yep, I'm about to draw that next. What did you say it was, Ian?
Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado.
Yep, so we got to do Arizona and Utah. So I'm going to start down where New Mexico is, and Arizona is going to kind of cut, up that way. Oof. Ugly. Maybe not quite like that. Arizona, and then Utah is going to have a little arm past Wyoming. Who is? Okay, so going along, I'm gonna go up to Idaho. Idaho is gonna kind of come off this way and up. Idaho, and then, okay, haha, funny. Sorry, shouldn't have said it like that then, my bad. All right. Idaho kind of splits, if you notice, Washington and Oregon. Oregon's gonna go straight in line with the bottom of Idaho, and it's gonna kind of come straight out like this. And then it's gonna go up, and this is including Washington here. So California is gonna split. Ooh, probably not right there. That's gonna be Nevada. And then California is gonna link the rest of the way. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to Minnesota. Minnesota is up at the top next to North Dakota. And it kind of comes out here. Ah, dang it. Sorry. There we go. Minnesota. And then to the south of that, we have Iowa. Iowa does not touch our red line. Notice that. It does not touch our red line. This is like the little nose here. Do you see it? Of the face. Iowa. Missouri is the shirt of the guy. Have you ever noticed that? No, it's a person. This whole line here makes a person.
Oh my god, it's like a what?
Yeah, it's a chef hat.
I'm confused.
It's a chef hat.
I'm missing out. What?
He's wearing a chef hat up at the top. And then Arkansas is a little bit squished, but it's okay. And then Louisiana, the boot. What?
I was actually born in Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah. I was born like on the border somewhere.
That's cool. Arkansas. And then this is Louisiana.
I'm confused. Why is this Kansas? This one not Arkansas. America
Okay. Are we ready? No. Oh, come on, people. Wisconsin. It's roundish.
Wait, do we have to draw Mexico or no?
I've already answered that question.
Mexico. Wait, what do you mean Mexico?
That is Wisconsin. Illinois. Woo! It's a little bit fat, but it's okay. And then I'm going to go skip down and go to Mississippi. Yep. And then Alabama. SSIPPI. And then Alabama. Okay. I'm gonna do Florida. Georgia looks a little lopsided, but that's okay.
They're doing the best they can. It's okay.
Okay, Tennessee. And then this is gonna curve out here. So with all of this, I'm about to make 3 states out of that whole area. Tennessee. And then South Carolina and North Carolina. Told you, I warned you.
It's okay. The top 5
Ready? You can do it. It's okay if it's squished because mine's gonna be squished. It comes off like this. See, squished. It's fine. That's Kentucky. And then Indiana comes up. I gotta zoom in to write it. Indiana. Okay. Ohio does exist, and that's what we're about to draw.
Do not start.
Do not start.
I have a brother who is exposing me to these violence.
While we're here, let's draw Michigan. Michigan is gonna go up this way. It looks like a little glove, kind of a mitten. And it also has a second piece that comes off of Wisconsin right here. Yes, that's Michigan. All right, hey, while we're here, I'm going to shade in some areas because it's going to help us draw Canada in a little bit, but we're going to draw the Great Lakes. You don't have to have a blue colored pencil. Just shade it in that we're going to have to do the Great Lakes right here and right here and right here. The Great Lakes, if you would listen, you would hear me.
Okay.
Okay, we'll come back and label those later, but it's going to help us draw Canada. All right, I'm moving on. I'm going to go to Virginia. Virginia is the orange state. What? Did someone say my name? Okay, this is Virginia. Yes, it looks weird. That's fine. West Virginia is even weirder.
Yeah, I've been there, trust me.
West Virginia. If you need to start numbering these so that way you can know what they are, please do. Maryland. It does, actually. Yes, it sticks out. It's fine.
Delaware is only smaller.
Okay, this is my first number. 1. 1. That is Maryland, and then this is my number 2.
Delaware.
Yes. Pennsylvania touches both of these.
Wait. Oh my god. It's so tiny.
Yes, it is. All of these are very small. This is Pennsylvania. Okay, I'm going to come down here and write out my numbers. 1 is Maryland. 2 is Delaware. Next, I'm going to do New Jersey. That comes off this side. 3. New Jersey. And then New York is going to come off.
Hey, I'm walking.
Stop laughing.
Ha ha ha.
This is New York.
When did we drop
Stop laughing. Ha ha ha.
Wow,
You should not be consuming my
All right, next, New York. I'm going to come off and do Massachusetts.
You did that in spite of me. Same.
If I eat too much sugar, I get sick. Whoa.
Yeah, check that out.
Whoa.
We're going to go
Whoa.
4,
That's like
5,
the desk.
6.
What
4, Massachusetts. Ooh,
some dry mac and cheese. Whoa. Please don't actually.
5, Connecticut.
No, we do this.
6 is Rhode Island. If you are numbering yours different, that's fine. Just make sure you know what is what. And then pretty much straight up like this. Mm. 7, 8, 7, Vermont. 8, New Hampshire. And then Maine. Make sure that your Maine, when you're drawing this, that that Maine is more north than your Great Lakes and further north than Minnesota. Further across. Maine is your most northern state in the U.S., continental U.S. Okay? Okay. All right, so flip to 34. We're going to start on the left side, on the west coast of California, or not California, of Canada, sorry. We're going to start with British Columbia. If you notice, there's a horizontal line, a latitude line, right? That all of those provinces line up with. What is it? What is it?
60 degrees north.
Yeah, 60 degrees north, okay? So we are going to go ahead and draw that on our paper to give us a starting point here. Yeah, and we're going to go about even or about halfway into Wisconsin. If you're looking, why is that crooked? It's crooked.
You can do a straight line.
Is this too big of a gap?
No, that's fine.
Is this too Is this good?
Yeah. Okay. So now on the west coast, let's draw British Columbia. It connects Washington, kind of rounds out a little bit up there. Okay. It is also going to go a little bit into, where is it even at? I think Idaho, and kind of curves back up like that. Super easy, British Columbia. These are the easy ones to draw. Yes, there are more hard ones, but it's okay. We won't do that today. Alberta is next. It goes in, but it lines up kind of into Montana here. Straight line, super easy. Alberta. Saskatchewan. Look at your map. I know, it's funny. It's a funny name. Look at your map and notice that 100 degrees west, which is our red line, it's not going to get all the way over to that red line, okay? So it actually runs, I don't know what parallel line that runs on, but it's going to be just to the left of our line, about right there. Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. Yikes, that's really long. All right, next one is Manitoba. Kind of funny sounding. It's gonna start kind of in Minnesota, go up, and then angle out.
Thank you.
Manitoba. All right, we're going to do Ontario. Ontario is going to be tricky, kind of, because it touches all the Great Lakes. It's going to touch the top part of New York. Curve back in and go up. Ontario. All right, and then let's get Quebec, the green one. It's gonna kind of come up. And then I'm gonna go back down. Maine, it touches Maine a little bit and comes out. Yeah, it looks weird because of the straight. What?
Yeah, oh, that doesn't look weird.
It's weird. It's fine. Something like that.
You are a mitten.
That's interesting.
Look at your map, not mine. Draw the green. Don't even look at mine if you don't like the way it looks.
I'm not saying I don't like the way.
We're going to pick back up with Newfoundland. If you're looking on page 35, Newfoundland is that purple color. And it kind of comes off the... Oh, what is that? I should probably draw. Okay, here we go. So it comes off the top up here. And then there's this island right here that goes with it. Both of these are Newfoundland. Foundland. Okay, both of those are. Then we have to get these 3 tiny little provinces that you probably have overlooked, but if you find Maine, there are 3 little ones that we have to do: New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Nova Scotia, okay? So New Brunswick comes off the top of Maine and kind of loops back down, just like that. I'm going to label this A since I did numbers down with the states. Prince Edward Island is about right there. B. And Nova Scotia is right there. C. So with that, I'm going to label these. A is New Brunswick. B, Prince Edward Island. And C is Nova Scotia. We need to do Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. So we're going to start over on the western side and just pretty much go up straight. Yukon is going to kind of be like a little L, kind of like that. This is Yukon Territory. Northwest Territories is all of that yellow, so it's going to go all the way over to Saskatchewan. Go up, over, kind of like that. Northwest Territory. And yikes, that was aggressive. Goodness. Okay, last one is Nunavut. Nunavut is going to be to the north of Manitoba, and it's going to go around the Hudson Bay like that, and really just have a lot of little bitty islands all the way up there. So if you just draw it like that, that's fine. We're not going to do all of the little tiny islands, okay? Now, what else have we forgotten?
Alaska.
And? Hawaii. Yeah, we need to add Alaska and Hawaii, okay? So Alaska, if you notice, Alaska is going to touch the Yukon Territory, okay? So if you run off to the edge of your paper here, that's fine. But I do want you to draw that Alaska is going to be off this way, okay? The little leg of Alaska is going to kind of touch British Columbia and then go out this way. This is Alaska. Notice how big Alaska is on page 34. It's our largest state, bigger than Texas. And then we need to do Hawaii. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for Hawaii, since Hawaii is way out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right? Like it's not even gonna fit on our piece of paper. We're gonna have to draw a little inset here. Okay, so draw a little square for Hawaii like you would see on a real map. Okay. And Big Island is on this side, and then you have all of your little islands this way, right? So this is Hawaii. But what we're going to do is we're going to draw new latitude and longitude lines just to give us a base of where Hawaii really is, okay? So my latitude and longitude lines. This is about 158 degrees west and 20 degrees north, okay? So that kind of gives us a comparison, right? The rest of our continental U.S. is 40 degrees north, right? And Hawaii is 20 degrees north. So that's 20 degrees difference, right? It's closer to the equator by 20 degrees. And 158 degrees west compared to our 100 degrees west, right? Way out in the middle of the ocean, okay? Way out to the west of our continental U.S., okay? Does that make sense? Do you see why we do that? To give you a base of where it would be on a real map. Make sense? Earth to people? Yes? Okay. All right. So what I want you to do now, we are about to color the different regions of our map here. Okay, so we are going to have 7 different colors. Get out 7 different colors, preferably not green, blue, and brown, because those are going to be our physical features that we do in a second. So if you can find 7 other colors, do that. So we are outlining all of Canada in our color that you chose, whatever color that you have. All right, that's Canada. Next, choose your next color. We're gonna go Pacific states. The Pacific states are going to be Washington, Oregon, California, Alaska, and Hawaii. Don't forget about Alaska and Hawaii. Okay, so Alaska and Hawaii. Washington, Oregon, and California. Third color is going to be the Rocky Mountain states. Rocky Mountain states are going to be Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, Colorado. Okay, so Utah, Colorado, up to Wyoming and Montana, over to Idaho, and down to Nevada. Okay. Yeah, I'm changing it. I don't like it either. All right, the next one is going to be southwest. Ooh, that's not dark enough. The southwest states is going to be us. It's going to be Texas, Oklahoma, Arizona, New Mexico, and Arizona. Okay, just 4 of them. There's just 4. Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Arizona. Yep, next I'm going to go southeast. The southeastern states is going to be a lot. Okay, so we're going to go work our way over. And it's going to start at Arkansas. Go down to Louisiana. Around to Florida. The Carolinas. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. It's going to include Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware, West Virginia, and then down to Kentucky, back to Arkansas. Okay? So this whole region here.
Can we shade it in?
I wouldn't, because we're going to be drawing some mountains and rivers here in a bit. Unless you do it really lightly. So those are southeastern states. We'll do the Midwestern states next. Midwest is going to be all the stuff in the middle. It's going to include the Dakotas, down to Nebraska and Kansas, all the way over to Ohio. It's going to include Michigan up here at the top, Wisconsin, Minnesota, back to North Dakota. Okay? So all of this region. Okay? The last thing we have is the Northeast. And those are our remaining states in the Northeast: Pennsylvania to Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York. We're going to start with mountains. Oh, not the highlighter. Here we go, mountains. We have 2 mountain ranges. What are they?
Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountains and The one that everybody forgets about?
Himalaya.
Definitely not the Himalayas. Appalachian Mountains, yes. Let's start with the Rockies. Rockies is going to be towards the west. We're going to go bigger here. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Not so much. Let's go towards Idaho. Sorry, here we go. I should have wrote it on that side of the word Idaho. Rockies. It's okay. Just draw your triangles near Montana and Idaho and Wyoming. It's going to spread up into Canada too. And then we have the Appalachian Mountains over on the East Coast. This one is going to stretch, if you look on your map on page 39, the Appalachian states are going, or Appalachian Mountains are going to go all the way from Georgia all the way up the coast to Maine. Okay? Really big mountain range here. Okay? Appalachian. Okay, Appalachian. Make sure you can see your states. That's it for our mountain ranges. When you're finished, grab your green. We're gonna go plains next. Yep, we're starting with the Great Plains, Ian. Okay, Great Plains are going to stretch from North Dakota down through the panhandle of Texas. Okay, so right in the middle of the Great Plains. The Great Plains. Then we have our coastal plains. We have the Gulf Coastal Plain. Where do you think that is? Yeah, Gulf of Mexico. Okay, so it's going to be down south in Texas, Gulf Coastal Plain, all the way to Florida. And then the Atlantic Coastal Plains, where is that going to be? Yeah, the Atlantic side. Okay, so Georgia up through Virginia. Okay, so this is the Atlantic Coastal Plains. The Atlantic Coastal Plains. And that's it for our coastal, or our plains, sorry. Next up is rivers. All right, rivers. What do you think we have?
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande, yep. Anyone know where the Rio Grande starts? What? No. Good guess. Nope. Rio Grande. Where does it start?
It goes into Mexico. No, it's in Texas.
Yikes, Colorado. It's gonna start in the mountains of the Rockies and flow south, right? Okay, so it's gonna start in Colorado, go through New Mexico, and then it will divide Texas and Mexico. All right? The Rio Grande. What's the big one?
Mississippi.
Yep, Mississippi. Where does that one start? No, that's where it flows out. Where's it gonna start? Where's the river head? Good guesses. Minnesota is the winner. Yep. It's gonna start in Minnesota and be the border between all of these states right here. And then it'll flow out. Okay? So splits all of those states. This is the Mississippi. Mississippi. All the way to the top. While we're here, we're going to do the Missouri River. The Missouri River is going to branch off of the Mississippi, or I guess it's going to flow into the Mississippi, because it's going to start in South Dakota and come down along Nebraska and Iowa and eventually through Missouri to link up with the Mississippi. Okay, this is the Missouri River. Missouri River. Next, we're going to do the Ohio River. The Ohio River is going to... What? Yes, it also branches off of the Mississippi. About where Kentucky meets Missouri. Okay? So it's going to, yes, separate all of those states between Kentucky and Indiana and Ohio, West Virginia, and it will start in Pennsylvania. Okay? So all of this is the Ohio River. It's going to split. It's going to be the border of all of these states, okay? It's going to branch off of Kentucky and where Kentucky and Missouri meet. And it'll be the northern border of Kentucky, okay? So it follows Kentucky all the way to where West Virginia and Ohio split. Then it'll be that border, and then it starts in Pennsylvania. All right, and the last one, the last river we have is the St. Lawrence River. Where is that one going to be? Try Canada. It's going to link all of this right here is the St. Lawrence, feeding the river right here to New York. Okay? St. Lawrence.
It feeds into Lake Ontario.
Yep. Which I don't even have drawn on my map. I'm going to have to fix that in a second. All right, that's it for rivers. If you are someone who likes to change your colors like me, your different blues, then do it. Oceans, lakes, bays. If you want to use the same blue, you can. Okay, let's do our oceans. This one was a little bit concerning to me whenever I was grading our tests from last week. We got these two confused, Pacific and Atlantic. Where is the Pacific Ocean in regards to the U.S.? West. Okay, you got points taken off if you didn't do it in the right ocean. Okay, so the Pacific is over here. And then the Atlantic is what to the U.S.?
East.
East. Atlantic. Gulf of Mexico, that's easy. You've probably been there before. And then the Hudson Bay. Where's the Hudson Bay?
Hudson Bay is in between, it's right near over there, right?
I don't know where over there is.
Ontario and Quebec.
Yes, it is this massive piece up there. That's the Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay. Those are our big ones. Last thing we need to do is the Great Lakes. And I just realized that I only have 4 of the 5, so I'm going to have to go back and fix that. Yeah, how many Great Lakes are there? 5, and I only drew 4, so that's on me. I'm going to fix it because the other one... Did you only do 4 too? Yeah. Okay, it's fine. It's going to be easy fix. It's going to fit right on top of New York, so we're okay. We're going to start farthest to the left, to the west. The big one is called what?
Lake Superior.
Lake Superior.
What?
Yeah, if you need to number them, that's fine. Or label them somewhere and then like out to the side list them, that's fine too. So Lake Superior is the biggest one. Lake Michigan is going to be between Wisconsin and Michigan. This is where Chicago sits on Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan right there. Lake Huron is the one to the northeast of Michigan. Lake Huron, Huron. Lake Erie is next to Ohio and Pennsylvania. E-R-I-E. And then for the last one, the one that I forgot. Oops. It fits kind of right in that armpit of New York almost. Like right there. You know what I'm talking about? That's going to be Lake Ontario. Great Lakes, or not the Great Lakes, the Niagara Falls is here on Lake Ontario. And that is it, people. That's it.